Hi, it's Miss Gellert, and I am here to show you how to do some research while you are at home. The one thing that I always like to share is that Google is not your best friend when it comes to doing academic research. So, for these cases, I'm going to take you through the public library and their databases that they have available. So, to get there, you're going to go to hepl.lib.in.us. That's at the top of the screen. And then you're going to click on services. Underneath services, there is one that says C A to Z databases. This is where we want to go. All of their research and informational databases are listed on here. I just think this is the easiest, most comprehensive way to find a place to research. When you are logging in to the individual databases, what happens is you'll click on a database and then it's going to ask you to log in with your ID and PIN. Your ID is your student ID and your PIN is your student ID again. So just make sure that you use that to log in because you do need to make sure that you are a person who is allowed to use the public library resources. So they have to double check that. So on here, I'm going to first show you one that's actually free and you won't need to log in, but it's on here. So I thought I would show it to you first, and that is Inspire. Inspire is a great warehouse. It has tons and tons of databases depending on what you're researching. You can just type in your topic up here. So if I was doing my research on penguins, it's going to give me over 1 million different research articles on penguins. Now, if I look and hit enter, it's going to give me different ideas, or hit space, I should say. It's going to give me different ideas of topics, which I like to be able to do because that's going to limit my search. You don't want to just search basic information. But do notice that I didn't write an entire sentence in there. You're not going to write, how do penguins change climate? You need to make sure that you're searching individual terms, key terms, and that's one of the best ways to do that is to search and see what they have as an option. So notice when I did that, I went from 1.2 million to down to 34,000. Another thing that I can do is if I go under advanced search, this is going to give me some options of publish date. So I usually, if I'm doing a research paper over something that is a current event, I make sure that it is no more than 5 years old. Obviously, listen to what your teacher has to say, but I would want research that is no more than 2015, just because you want something that's current. Now, if you are establishing that it is a problem over time, then yes, you would want to make sure that you put an earlier time in there. But for the sake of this, let's go just from 2015 to now and search again. And again, that cut me down to 11,000. So you can see every single time I use a different limiter, that really helps for what I'm particularly looking for. Another thing you can do is also filter by format, and that's over on the left-hand side. When you are filtering by format, you can see academic journals are a great thing, magazines, the news would be newspapers. So just as an idea, I always think it's good to include academic journals. So maybe I just want to look at those, see if I get any good information from there. Okay. So let's say, all right, this academic journal here looks pretty good. Once I click into an article, sometimes, and that's why I'm showing you this, sometimes you're going to get here and be like, wait, there's nothing. That's because it's a PDF. So over here on the left-hand side, I have to click that and it's going to open a PDF for me to read it on that. That's because this is a scanned document. So don't be scared if you get on there and you look and you don't see the actual article. It's a PDF that needs to be clicked on. Okay, if I go back to the record, the other thing I want to show you is that there's an easy cite button. What that does is it takes us to the different ways that you can cite this article, and it's done for you. So for example, in most English classes, you're going to use MLA. And so you come here and all you have to do is copy paste this either into Notability so you can find it again or into whatever work you're using for this, and then that way you can find the article again. So just to let you know, it already cites it for you. It's a great resource. All right, I'm going to show you one more resource through the databases on HEPL. So I'm going to go back to that original page. And I would suggest bookmarking this, just that way you have it available. But the other one that I want to show you is Student Resources and Context. And if you click on that, it is going to prompt you to log in with your student ID and PIN. I've already logged in, so it doesn't do that for me. But one of my favorite things about this is I can click Browse Topics, and then it's going to give me different categories, and then I can also just kind of look down and see different ideas of current topics that are happening right now. So if you have no idea what you want to research, or if you have, oh, I'm really interested in geography, that's going to give you a way to narrow your search automatically. Another thing that I like is if I go into a certain topic, so let's actually just go into social issues. I'm going to look at pollution. All right, so this is going to give me an overview. If I want to read more, it's going to open. And then it's going to have more like this. I can click View All Related Articles, so it gives me more information about what this is talking about. And then my other thing is I love the related subjects. Again, this is another way to be able to find things to search on. It already groups things in a way, just like if you were to search in Google and it groups things together, except this is done in an academic way. You know that you can trust these resources as academic. So that's another huge part of this. The other thing here is if you click Cite, it's going to give you the citation. So just like we showed on Inspire, you can do your citations here too. So those are two tools that you can use during your research. You are welcome to use any of these other databases in here. You just kind of look and it's going to tell you about the different database, and you can choose what works best for you. So best of luck in your research.